Okay, so I love my son so much already, and I'm literally just trying to get tears out before my husband makes it back. I don't know. I feel like this is gonna change me in so many ways, and like it'll humble me in many ways, and I just don't want him to live a hard life. But he's so precious. He's so beautiful. I would have never, like, I feel like I planned this whole thing out so strategically in my head. You know, and I never knew none of this was gonna happen. Even like the emergency C-section at 35 weeks and him having complications, him being in the NICU, or like me having to explain to his I feel like the harder part for me was me having to explain to his siblings like what's going on with him, because it's like I don't know if they like will fully understand, or like I think they feel to a certain extent as kids oh god, I feel like they think that other kids would like, they worried about how he would be treated or how other people would look at him. I don't know. It's really hard, and I don't know like what this new journey would even be like, you know. Like, will it be different? I'll be more worried about him, or I don't know if it'll be like a challenge, because, you know, obviously I've had very healthy babies. And then also as a mom, you think of so many ways of like, did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong, or did I cause this? Just like, you know, the mom guilt. But at the same time, I feel guilty. I also feel guilty, like feeling bad for him because he is who he is. And I feel like I'm gonna even love him more, and I'm not gonna regret a single thing. I'm not gonna regret a single thing. It's just now I have no choice but to just lay here and think, because he's in the NICU. I'm not allowed to, he's not in the room with me like the rest of my kids were. It's like such a different experience. I don't know if he's coming home with me. I don't know like completely all his complications or any of that. So yeah, I'm just laying here in this room wondering if he's okay, or, and honestly now we haven't gotten the results back yet. So they sent in testing. I'm so scared somebody's walking. I don't like no one to see me crying. They actually have to send in a test to like make 100% sure, but he did show a lot of signs and symptoms of having Down syndrome. And yeah, so we have to wait probably a week for the positive result, or I don't know, it's just so different. So like I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I feel like I'm gonna eventually learn so much, and like I want to study everything about it, and maybe, learn from other moms eventually, help other moms through that, because I know for a fact that I'm gonna make it. Like, I know for a fact that everything happens for a reason, and this is my new journey. So yeah, if you guys have any like pointers, or if they have any moms that has babies with Down syndrome, like, I would love to hear your input, or like some advice of what to expect. Yeah, that's just that. I thank God that my baby is alive and breathing, because also when I came to NICU, when I came here, he had a heartbeat, and but his cord, she explained that his umbilical cord was wrapped so tightly around his neck that if I would have maybe came in later, or even the next day, he probably would have never made it. He literally was having, it was 2 days, I've like the first day I felt like a flutter here and there, and I was like, he's been very active since he's been moving, very active. Every time I eat, he would kick. Every time I would lay down on my side, or like his dad would touch my stomach, he'd be kicking and flipping and all kinds of things. And it was just so weird to me that I didn't feel none of that for 2 days. And it was like my husband was like, we'll go check tomorrow. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, okay. But just randomly a thought came over me. It was like, let's just call and ask, because I don't think I'll be able to lay here another night without being stressed out, or without it like bothering my mind. So they was like, just come in. And at first, when I came in, it seemed normal. They was like, oh, he has a heart rate, that's good. And it was normal. And they was like, we're just gonna watch to see if there's any movements. Click this button if he moves. And they was like, okay, so he's showing signs of that something's wrong. We don't know what's wrong, but something's wrong. And immediately they was like, started talking about C-sections. It was like, doctors may be coming in and out. You might see a lot of us. And literally all of a sudden, everybody just started rushing into my room. Like, the anesthesiologist come in, and then the nurse and the doctor, and everyone was just in and out. And one was giving me an IV. The other one was on the ultrasound at the same time. It was so freaking scary. And then they just was like, were we having this baby? Never had a C-section in my life before, so I had no idea what to expect. I just started crying and panicking. Like, I started shaking, my heart started beating fast. It was just so different. I didn't expect any of this. I didn't expect any of this to happen. Like, the entire experience was so different than what I imagined, or what I prepared for, or what I've been through before. So yeah. But he's here, he made it. I love him so much. He's such a cutie. Yeah, I just want to hold him all day. I went to the NICU earlier, and I held him. I did chest to chest. I was just embracing him or loving on him. Yeah, so I guess now begins a new journey for me. I am so ready, because I know that God makes no mistakes. I'm so ready to be his mommy, to love him, for his siblings to love on him. And I feel like it'll literally just change us all as a family. We'll be more loving and more protective than we even were going to be in the first place now. Like, I just want to protect him in every way. I just want to protect him and keep him safe. And want him to feel our love. He's a special little boy. Anyway, I wasn't even planning to do this video. I just randomly made I just cut my camera on just randomly out the blue and decided to talk to you guys about that while nobody's here. Their dad's back on his way. He's bringing me some food. It is now 3:16. I haven't eaten all day long. So I'm just going to try to put something in my stomach, although I don't have no appetite. And haven't had one, but yeah. I can't believe I had a C-section. I don't know if I can show you guys the cut or without showing my privates, but hold on one second. Yep. Yeah, so all right, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go now and just like lay here. But thank you guys for watching. Love you. Bye.